Y'all, a viral hack for Taco Bell Mexican pizza? Come on! Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something just for me. Just because I want to make it, and this is a viral, I hate using that word, a viral hack that has been, both of those, a viral hack that has been going all around the internet for a Taco Bell style Mexican pizza. And I'm going to question the methodology here because it doesn't look or have a lot of the same texture, I don't think, of the actual Taco Bell Mexican pizza. But since that is not a real thing other than just in the land of Taco Bell, we're gonna try it anyway. And when I finally saw the sweet precious lady from AllRecipes try it, and she squealed about it, I think her name is Nicole McLaughlin maybe, but you know what I'm talking about. She does the AllRecipes account and tries all these things. When it got her stamp of approval, I was like, well, we're going to try this. So we're going to do a low-carb version of it, or attempt a low-carb version of it today, just because it looks good, and I thought I would try it out. So if you want to see what this viral hack for Taco Bell Mexican pizza is all about, stay tuned. Come on. All right, so let's get started on this. I've already got my pan warming up, and I'll leave a link down below to the actual recipe of this from AllRecipes. Most of this is already low carb-ish to begin with. The two main things we got to contend with is the taco seasoning. Most taco seasoning packs, as you know, are full of fillers, maltodextrins, and starch to make it, absorb some of the liquid out of the pan. And then also, we've got to deal with the tortillas. So I'm going to use my favorite low-carb tortilla, but I think this would work with any sort of wrap, cut to carb wrap, or even some homemade tortillas. But we're going to try it out. So I've got a pound of ground beef now that is in the pan here, and we're just going to brown this. And this is an 80-20, so there's going to be quite a bit of fat come off of this. And I know a lot of you keto folks would say that are strictly eating keto and are trying to hit your fat macros. We're like, why would you throw all that away? And you may be right on that, but I think for this instance, we don't want all that fat and grease to gum up what we're finally doing. Because if you watch this, what she does is she makes little triangle pockets out of the tortillas, and then we put it in a well buttered baking dish, and then this goes in the oven. So she said it best when in the video, she was like, now some of you were saying that's just a quesadilla, and she's like, maybe, but it's an easy way to make a lot of quesadillas. So there are other ways to do this, I'm sure. And if this were an actual, I think, Taco Bell Mexican pizza, that's a crispy tortilla. We would probably fry those and build a little Mexican pizza, but we're trying it the way Nicole said to try it, and for what made itself famous on the internet. So I'm going to brown this real quick before we add in our taco seasonings, and I will address that when we get there. So see you in just a second. Okay, so our beef has been browned pretty lightly, and I drained off the fat there. Now, from here, her recipe calls for a cup of water, or half a cup of water, and a packet of taco seasoning. Now, as you know, taco seasoning is full of generally high carb ingredients that we don't really want. So if you look really hard, you can find a brand of taco seasoning that has no fillers. Flavor God has one. This one is the Morton and Bassett. It has no fillers or sugars. Pinsy's, I think, has one. There are some if you look around. But the one thing that doesn't have is the starch in it. So you're probably fine to just omit the water in this and not worry about it. But I just wanted to try. I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons of the taco seasoning and 1 tablespoon of that is the carbulose flour. You could use any kind of low carb flour. I just want to see how that works. If it is something that helps out and gives the more traditional flavor of the taco seasoning pack. Oh, Lord, let me turn that down. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to put in not all of it. That was a half a cup, so that was maybe a third of a cup that I put in there. Slightly less than the half cup. So I'm going to cook this down and let this flour mixture sort of cook a little bit so that it's not a completely raw flavor, and see what we get. I may add a little bit more taco seasoning if I feel like it's not strong enough after I taste it. So I'm going to do that now. And since we're talking about the water, honestly, that's a great segue point to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, code PURE. Have you ever wondered what's in your tap water? Well, I found a website that lets you type in your zip code. It'll show you your municipal water supply, and it'll tell you what's in your water, whether you want to know or not. I was a little bit shocked to find out that about 70 million Americans have PFAs, those forever chemicals, in their drinking water. And in the city of San Diego, where I live, there are 33 contaminants in our tap water, and of those, 14 are above the acceptable limits. Now, I say I was shocked. I don't know why. Since I've moved here, I've always thought the water tasted a little bit funny. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it does come out of a nice refrigerator filter over there. But that led me to today's sponsor, Cove Pure. Cove Pure eliminates 99.9% of contaminants in your water. You've seen it for a long time right here on my countertop behind me in a lot of videos, and I have truly come to rely on it, and I love it. Their Clearwave filtration technology is third-party lab tested and certified to remove not only the usual bad odors and flavors, germs, bacteria, chlorine, but also a lot of things that other filter systems can miss, like heavy metals, microplastics, arsenic, and those PFAs that we talked about. Cove Pure sits right on the countertop, like that right there, and it works seamlessly, which means there's no plumbing, no drilling. It's perfect for renters or anybody that's just looking for a plug-and-play solution. I love that Cove Pure dispenses hot and cold water instantly at any temperature at the touch of a button. Hot like a kettle, cold like a refrigerator. It has a handy pitcher that makes it easy to use around the kitchen, whether you're just filling a pot or filling glasses at the table. And I also love that you can monitor your water quality of the raw water versus the filtered water to show how many total dissolved solids are in it. I actually did a little test to see how much chlorine is in our local tap water versus water from the Cove Pure. So I got some of the chlorine detection drops. These turn your water yellow if there's any chlorine in it. And as you can see, this water here on the left, that's the tap water, is bright yellow. This shows that obviously our tap water is full of chlorine. So right now, Cove Pure has a very generous offer for you guys. You can use the QR code here on the screen, or you can visit their website at covepure.com/highfalutin, and you will get $200 off of Cove Pure. So thank you, Cove Pure, for sponsoring this video and for giving me some of the freshest, crispest water I have ever had. I have truly come to love it. All right, guys, let's get back to the video. Come on. Okay, so our taco meat is cooling over there, and this next step is just the assembly part of this. Now, she uses butter, and she said to use a lot of butter. So she takes a pie pan, like a 9-inch pie plate, sorry, and this is what's going in the oven. Oh, gosh. By the way, the oven is preheating now to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and the butter is what makes this crispy on the outside, on the bottom, I guess. And for me, that's kind of what's exciting about the Taco Bell Mexican pizza, if you've had one. Now, I'll give you a caveat. My very first job in like 1991, whew, Lord, I'm old, was at Taco Bell. In a small little town, I got a job at Taco Bell. Loved it. I'd have worked for free if they'd let me. If you've watched my video years and years ago where I just answered some of your questions and I talk a little bit about my job at Taco Bell, I loved it. And that was the introduction of the Mexican pizza. But even back then, it was a little bit different than it apparently is now. You know, we browned all our ground beef and did everything by hand, but they don't do any of that anymore. But anyway, you want the butter, long story short, you want the butter on there to get it crispy, because the Taco Bell pizza has a crispy crust. So she takes 4 of the 10-inch tortillas. I'm using the Carb Balance Mission, Mission Carb Balance flour tortillas. Use whatever you want. If you have your homemade tortillas, that would probably work too. I bet an Egg Life wrap might work if you are so inclined. Cut them in half. Uses 4 tortillas, so she's got 8 triangles, because you're about to make a triangle out of this. However, suspiciously, when she's assembling it, unless I've miscounted, I only saw her put 7 in the plate, in the pie pan. Like, it just wouldn't fit, I don't think. I could be wrong. Watch it closely. I'll leave a link below. I think she only got 7 out of her recipe. I don't know. Takes one of these, puts a little bit of taco meat in it. And the thing is, it didn't look like much, to be honest. I'm going to make a mess of this. Look at that. Then she adds in it says a tablespoon of cheese, and I noticed it wasn't much because you can cover this with a bunch of cheese. Let me just measure a tablespoon out so I know how much to put in the rest of them. So see, that ain't much, y'all. But you got to be able to fold this up, and there's a lot that's going to go on the top of this. She puts in some, get out of the way, I don't need that, jalapenos like that. And then the magic of this is the fold. So she comes over here, stay in there. Now other people said they had made this and they had made a mess. And then, yeah, and then get to triangle fold out of it somehow. And then this is going to go in her pan. Whew. All right, so we do that 8 more times, or 7, if I didn't look and see that she had only put 7. So I'm gonna do that now and speed this up, okay? Okay, I'm gonna break in here in my fast forward because I figured out how I messed that first fold up. Not bad, but it wasn't as clean as this one. Put your taco meat down, tablespoon of cheese, maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna do some without the jalapenos for people that don't like them. Here's the trick, make sure that this is the point, right? So come on now, pick that up, and that's gotta go all the way to the top, meet that. That's what I didn't do earlier. I'm gonna refold that first one, and then boom, look at that. Voila, that looks great. I'm gonna refold my broken one. All right, I'll speed this up again. Okay, so I was not mistaken. I mean, I still could be. I also only got 7 to fit in that pan, so here's my 8th tortilla. I used about most of the pound of ground beef, but there's about a third of what I made left, so maybe a quarter. So I've got 7 in there. I don't know how you'd fit 8. To this, you're going to add in the remainder of the cheese. Now, the whole recipe was for 2 cups of a shredded Mexican cheese blend. I'm just using a pre-shredded Mexican cheese product, but you can grate your own. Just make sure it's a nice melty cheese. And then this is going to go in the oven at 375 degrees. Ours is already preheated until it is bubbly and warm, about 15 minutes, she said. Hot all the way through, and then the edges turn brown and crispy. So that's going in now, y'all. That was pretty easy. I hope this tastes as good as it looks. We got a few other little lilies to gild on the top when it comes out, but I'll see you in 15 minutes on the other side of this. So hold on to your horses. All right, be right back. Okay, y'all, it is out of the oven and looks amazing. So I'm going to add a few little things that sort of are a requirement, I think, for the Mexican pizza. I'm going to throw on she calls for 1 whole Roma tomato, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to leave some for just to give like garnish each individual slice, and then some green onion. Those were back in the day when I worked there. 1,000 years ago, the 1900s, green onion and pico de gallo and sour cream were standard on the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell, and I don't think they really are anymore. I don't even know if they have pico de gallo anymore. Maybe they do. Hadn't eaten there in years. Okay, let's talk about nutrition. This isn't so bad. So I'm going to give you nutrition information for the full recipe as if you were able to make 8 of these, right? I only made 7, and I left some of the ground beef in there, but I'm going to give you the nutrition information if you use all of the full pound of ground beef. This is also with the tablespoon of carbulose flour, and it's also with the condiments, which are sour cream and a little bit of taco sauce. So taco sauce can be sweet. So again, this would be lower than yours if you chose to omit the carbulose. I think you'd be fine just to use the taco seasoning and just ignore the carbulose, but I wanted to see how that worked. So all that said, if you make this and you make 8 pieces, 1 piece of the pie, a piece of the pizza, would be 297 calories. You'd have 21 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein. You would have 20 grams of total carbs, but 14.5 grams of fiber, which leaves you at 5.5 net carbs per piece of the pizza. Now, again, that's with that carbulose flour, which is higher carb and has a lot of fiber. And it's also with the condiments. So You make the judgment there. All right, I'm going to take a quick photo of this, so hold on one second. Okay, so let's see how we get into this thing here. Maybe easier said than done. I'm going to try to come in with, which one did I put down last? I think this one. It would be the one that would be on top if that were a thing. So, might have to do a little cutting of the cheese. No jokes, y'all. No jokes from the peanut gallery over there about cutting the cheese. Come out of there, come out of there. Oh. That looks pretty good, I gotta say. Okay, it's hot. Whew. Looks absolutely terrible, huh? Looks amazing to me. I'm gonna get all that sour cream. Look at that. Y'all. What does it taste like? Is this just, you know, I was hoping it'd be crispy like the pizza is from, you know, that place that shall not be named. A lot of cheese. Get on my fork. I cannot get it on the fork. Why would that not be good? Y'all, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, fantastic, absolutely. I do wish the you know, the quesadilla, the tortilla were maybe a little bit crispier, but this is an easy way to do this without having to stand over a stove and make quesadillas. There's a lot of flavor there. The ground beef makes it good. Yeah, I love this. There are probably a million ways to do this, but this was the one that has taken over the internet in the last 10 days, I guess you could say. So I wanted to be one of the first ones in the keto world to do something, because I'm always a day late and a dollar short on these viral things. I come in about a year later. But so if you have done something like this, or even just like the stuff that Nicole with AllRecipes does on her Instagram and TikTok and all that, let me know down below, because I want to try more of the stuff. Somebody joked in one of the comments, how's this lady not 300 pounds? Because everything she makes is fire. And I agree. So, all right, guys, I say it every time. Thank you for joining me. These videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and looking in the end of the camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate that you guys come along for the journey. Be sure to hit me on Facebook and on Instagram. I talk a lot more frequently and freely over there. I've got 250,000 of you over on Facebook and about 25,000 of you over on Instagram. It's just a highfalutin low carb Wes Shoemaker in both of those places. So also about 60 or 70% of you that watch this video and get this far have not subscribed or hit the bell button. So be sure you do that. It helps the algorithm out, helps me out, and you'll get notified just as soon as I release a new video. Thanks again to the sponsor of this video, Cove Pure. Be sure to check the link in the video description. And lastly, my rock stars, my channel members, and my Patreon members. Their names are always scrolling over here. If you want to see your name over here with all of the people that make all of this possible, you can check out the channel memberships just below this video down there. Your comments show up first in the comment section below, or just go to patreon.com/highfalutin-low-carb. I call it the tip jar for the internet. It lets people like you who enjoy what people like me do on YouTube. You can give $1 or $2 a month to keep the train on the tracks, and you get to see your name over here with all my other rock stars. So thank you so much. I love you guys. This was an easy and a fun one, and I can't wait to dive into the rest of this one. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, today is a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye.